Hey Heiress Gang, thank you so much for tuning in. Today's going to be another video, just something simple, a basic full set, medium length, and coffin shape, one color. Let's get into it. Right now you can see that I've already prepped the nail, buffed off all the shine off of the nail bed with a medium grit nail sanding band. And now I sized up the tips from nail bed to nail bed, not the actual direction of the person's nail because you're going to make it crooked. Size the tips on. I use custom coffin tips from Amazon. And I am now putting on the tips using my KDS nail glue, once again from nail bed to nail bed, not from the direction that the nail goes, because sometimes not everyone has the straight nail bed, so it'll come out crooked in the end if you go the direction that the nail bed goes. So I proceeded to do that on both hands. Now you can see that I like to blend the false tip in with the nail bed using a light speed and light pressure, just so it gives the illusion of a real nail. Especially when doing ombres, this is a great way to go. Now I went in and I'm using my straight edge nail clipper to clip to the desired length. My client here always gets medium length, so I already knew I'm just clipping away. I love to use the straight edge because I feel like the other thing, I forgot what it's called, that thing that people normally will clip for length to figure out what length you want. I feel like you can't really see over it, so I don't really like using that so much. I feel like I could see while I'm going as I use the straight edge nail clipper. Now I'm going in with my dehydrator and my primer and getting the nail bed ready for the acrylic application. I'm doing that on both hands. I personally like to start from the bottom when I do my full sets. It's really up to you guys what you want to do, but I like to start from the bottom so I don't end up sliding the cuticles and I can control my bead to monomer ratio. With these, since they're medium, I'm a little bit of a more advanced nail tech, so I don't have to use that many beads for a medium set. Had it been long, I probably would have used like 4 beads or more, but medium sets, I normally use like probably 2 beads, sometimes 3. It really depends, and if I want to go in and correct anything, I use like really small beads. But I'm just gonna continue to apply and do the same thing on the second hand. As you can see, I like to pat the sides just to maintain the shape, and I like to go around the smile line if I feel like the acrylic is flooding up to the cuticles. I'm using a size 10 brush from D&D.
See the sky.
as you guys can see, the application is pretty good. Always remember that your application creates either more or less work for you. Now I'm gonna go in with my favorite file, which is an 8080. I just got it from a random nail supply store. They're so hard to find. It's so frustrating because I ran out and I need more. And that's how I accomplished my perfect shape to me. So I just like to do it at a 45-degree angle and side to side if I'm really trying to be precise. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do that on both hands. I like to file sides first, then go in at the tip to the actual top part, flip their hand over and do it like so, because I like to be very controlled on just, you know, the more you file, the shorter the nails are, and you don't want to overfile. So I like to control my overfiling. If you're wondering why I keep putting the hands side by side, it's because I like to do the measuring by sight, not so much by like putting the nails together, because I feel like sometimes you could put the nails together but they still look kind of uneven. So that's just the method to my madness. So when I notice that some of them are just way too like longer than the other, I'll actually take that thing there, the tip cutter, and go ahead and cut a piece so I could kind of minimize the amount of filing that I'll have to do, because you don't want to file just to get this huge length off. So Now I'm gonna go in with my cone bit, my favorite cone bit, STF, got that from another nail supply store. And I'm gonna make sure anything that's lumpy or anything I see from a certain angle that I don't like, I'm gonna make sure that I go in with that and fix that up a bit. So after I did that, I had my client wash their hands. I didn't really need to buff this because the application and the drilling was pretty good and I didn't want to overdo it. So when they come back, I typically just wipe over it with some alcohol just to get any residue that was left on the nail from either soap or anything. It can be from scratching their head to anything. And after I just make sure I wipe them all down with alcohol, I'm just going to apply that top coat. So depending how the nail looks after I put the first coat, that will kind of help me determine if I want to put another coat. In this specific set,